mothers, God is good all the time. My name is Mwanda. As has already been said, I come from a neighboring location, Alego. That's where I was born. At the time you were born in Kijaluo, they used to say 30 yen. These days we are Tatchumbe. I want to give you a short story how the late professor came to identify me, and then we became colleagues, friends. I became a mentor, a colleague, a research associate, and a confidant to the latter. In his many duties, he attended a conference in the United States of America, New York. He was a senior person representing the professors heading universities in Africa. At the end of it, he was called and asked to say hello to some members of the University of Nairobi who had traveled to see him. He asked a simple question: how did they manage to come to New York to attend this conference? He was told they were sponsored by Mwanda. At that time, I was just a lecturer. The second time was even more dramatic. He came to Cape Town, South Africa, to see how PhDs, we call them PhDs, or permanent head damage, if you want to call them that way, could be trained more in Africa for the African universities and development in academia and research. When he arrived, he found me at the door where I told him, a trainer. The following day was even more surprising when he addressed his fellow professors. They were a little confused. They said there was somebody talking about the university so fluently that they thought he was the one. He said no. So he stepped aside and called me and said, "What did you say?" I said, "I just mentioned the University of Nairobi and talked about it." And he said, "Fine. When we go home, call me." So when he called me, he said, "Good, I'm making you the director of the University of Nairobi Institute of Tropical and Infectious Diseases." From nowhere. From there onwards, we shared many things. One of the things we shared was work to excellence. Do only the best. Do only the excellent. Do not accept anything other than excellence. The second thing he said, never mind what people say about your work. Toil and never ask for any reward. Labor and not ask for any rest. For the end of the day, the Lord will tell you, "Well done." As a mentor, he was a role model. He remains a role model. A mentor dies. A mentor lives forever. Although Professor Magoha has left us, in our hearts, he has not died. To the family, Dr. Mrs. Magoha, my friends, and he used to call me my son, Michael. Friendship, was to the family. And you all remember what he said. In Kijaluo, for those who understand Kijaluo, I will say one thing. Duong motho no wacho na higa mokadho wuoda lego to ibi kendo ji mang'eny osepenjo ni ere profesa nene nyalo tho ma ok otere i osiptal. Magoha notho ma ok otere i osiptal to nikech norita. Owachona weche mogik, an mowachona wach mogik. Kadonjo ayude kobet to wachona ni isebiro, tawachena adier, mago e wache manogik tayo dhi kama to mane kaka ne wachne orumo ba onge ng'ama osewachoni. Therefore, fellows, it is a time to celebrate, a time to celebrate a great man in all respect.